This is not another stream. This is the moment we show up. Real talk, real truth, real people, ready to ride. No filter, no fluff, just raw conversation that hits where it matters. Welcome to the revolution of you become you live. Let's go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it! Welcome. Hi, everyone. This is William Rochelle, but you can call me Bill. I just spoke to all of you a couple of seconds ago about my thought of the day, and I have a part 2 to that I wanted to add separate from the original because it involves a story. So part of the thought of the day was what the 4th of July means to me, and that's freedom, gratitude, courage, community, and hope. And within that, it was courage to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable, community, showing up for each other beyond politics or flag. Courage to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable, community, showing up for each other even beyond politics or flag. I flew to Chicago, then drove into Springfield, Illinois. And I got to spend 4 hours with my brother. He kind of looks like the Super Mario guy. Unfortunately, that is his real look. It is not a costume. But while we were driving, he told me this story. And I wanted to share it with you guys because this is what courage to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable, and community, showing up for each other beyond politics or flag. Because we're still fighting for civil rights. We're still fighting for equality. And we're still fighting for people to be able to be who they are without fear, without having to dim their light to make you feel comfortable. Why should I dim my light and make you feel comfortable? So Justin was talking, and I don't know where he was, so please forgive that. The story is more important than the actual surroundings. He was at a food bar, I would say. So they were serving food, and he was having some beers with his wife. And his server was very nice, but obviously he was gay. And there were these two, as Justin describes them, bodybuilders, very yoked guys that were sitting at the table next to them. And they said something that was derogatory about the waiter. And Justin turned around and he said, "Excuse me?" Because it was offensive to him. He's with his wife. He's not gay. There's no reason for him to insert himself. But the courage to speak truth and community, to be there for those, regardless of politics or flags, means that we stand up for all of us. All of us. So the two guys, they backed down. They said, "It's okay. We didn't really mean anything by it." And Justin said, "Okay, fine." Picked up a French fry, started eating it, talking to his wife. And he said seconds later, he saw this young kid with these two guys standing over him, having his face slammed into a table. And the table flipped over. I'm assuming it was a round pub table on a pedestal. So the way they hit the table with his face. And Justin, who is a very tiny man with a very big heart, jumped up and grabbed the guy off of him and pushed him over to the wall to stop continued um, bashing or hurting of this young boy. And he said in the moment, he looked around and no one stepped up to help him. And he said in his mind, because he had time to think, these two guys are going to kill me. They didn't. Um, they got off of him. Um, they tossed tables. Justin grabbed their ID, their wallets and their phones, and he tossed them outside and said, "You guys might want to go get those things." And they ran out of the bar to get him. And afterwards, the the guy that was assaulted apologized to Justin, and we're like, "What did he apologize for?" It almost makes me tear up, but I don't have emotions. But why would he feel the need to apologize for living? Justin said, "I don't think what happened was right. I don't condone that behavior, and you should always live safe." And the gentleman replied, "It happens all the time." I want you to think about that. I want you to think about your child, um, your grandchild, your brother, your sister, your mom, people that are afraid to live their life because just for being them and walking out of their house, they have the potential to get beat down. And they're so used to it that they apologize to you for being who they are. That was one of the saddest stories anyone told me. And we have we have sad stories. We have people dying every day. Um, but to be used to being beat up just because of who you are and no one coming to your rescue except for a random little guy that doesn't know you and you feeling the need to apologize to him. I don't know what's wrong with people, but I do know a bully when I hear about one. Because let's think about this. Justin's not a tough guy. So when Justin turned around and said, "What did you say?" They apologized because that's what a bully does when he stood up to him. When Justin took their after they started destroying the bar, when he took their phone and and their keys and their wallet and tossed it out the door and said, "You guys might want to go get that," they didn't attack him. I don't think Justin can fight, but they recognized the bravery and didn't want to risk it, but they would risk it with the little guy who they considered less intimidating, that was just there to serve, and they wanted to express just how manly they were. Dummies. So, not all heroes wear capes. You don't have to be gay to defend a gay person that's getting beat up. My little brother not only stood up, not only de-escalated by removing him and pushing him into a corner and held him there until someone can save the other kid. But then as they started destroying everything, remember, they never came from my brother. And he was the one that was saying, stop. He was the one that was saying, I'm not going to accept this, because he was brave enough to say something. Be brave. Don't follow the crowd. Understand the difference between right and wrong versus a view that differs from someone else's. I'm proud of you, Justin, even though you look like Super Mario, brother. Love you guys. Think about that. It's kind of an interesting story, right? Tell me what you think and how you would have handled it.